What's that I smell? You smell that? Do you smell that? I smell blowout!
Hail the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole!
Oh, Diva! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Ding back here, and I am feeling really good today. I am feeling pumped up, ready for some double, triple moonwalks. You know it. The Eagles face the Panthers, and I feel great. Triple moonwalks back and forth and left and right. It's gonna be one hell of a game. I cannot wait. Now, before we get into the Eagles, Panthers, and my predictions for this game, I have to address some Twitter rumors that I have to address it because I've been getting blown up with it, with questions about, do I think this is real? Do I think that is real? And this concerns Le'Veon Bell. I guess some Twitter person or somebody said that, some source said the Eagles and the Steelers have some trade already worked out and already agreed to in trading for Le'Veon Bell. I got to tell you, I don't buy this. I don't believe in this rumor. I don't think this is true. I don't know where this is coming from. I haven't even really researched it except for a little bit, and I found nothing on it. So I don't know who's saying this. I don't know where it's coming from, but a lot of people have asked me, do I think this is real? Do I think it's happening? And my answer is no. I don't think it's a true rumor. I don't think it's a real rumor. Now, maybe the Eagles will trade eventually for him. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But this rumor has nothing to do with it. And if I'm wrong, if you guys know of something that's out there specific, let me know. I would like to take a look at it because I have seen or found nothing to do with this at all. So I got to tell you guys, for those who have asked, I don't believe that this is true at all. I think it's completely false. And I'll wait until we get somebody, more reputable saying that this is happening or something before I even really, believe it or will even talk about it. But just to answer, because I've had a lot of questions about this, I don't believe this rumor is true. Now, I will say this, though. I do believe the Eagles are trying to get Le'Veon Bell. I do believe they're interested in Le'Veon Bell, and I do think there is a chance that it could happen. How good of a chance? I don't know. But I think the Eagles do have interest nonetheless. But let's get on to the Eagles and the Panthers this week. A big game for the Eagles, who are coming off a win against the Giants. And the big question to me about this game is, are the Eagles back? Did the Eagles kind of get through all their struggles, and are they back? And we're going to find out this Sunday, because let's face it, the Giants stink. The Giants stink, and you don't know what you have really until they play somebody else. But I do think that those who say, well, it's just the Giants winning, it doesn't matter, it doesn't count, I disagree. When you play a division rivalry, when you play a team that you hate, that's a rivalry like the Giants, I don't care how bad they are, I don't care how good they are. Those games matter, and you can feed off those games, and you can build upon those games. And I expect the Eagles to do that this week. Now, last year, when they went into Carolina and they beat Carolina, I believe it was Monday Night Football, that to me let me know the Eagles are for real. That game was the game I said, this team could go a long, long way and could get to the Super Bowl. And that was the game. And I expect this game for the Eagles to continue to build and start to gain momentum. And beating the Giants is one step. You take the next step, you beat the Carolina Panthers, and then you kind of have something going there. Then you're going to go to England. We'll worry about that next week. But I think the Eagles-Panthers games is a big game for the Eagles. They got to keep things going. They got to keep the momentum building. And I do think the Giant game was big for the Eagles, especially offensively. I think that the Eagles showed that they're coming out of their early season struggles, and I expect them to be much better. Now, the great thing about the Eagles, the thing that we can hang our hat on, is Carson Wentz looks great. He looks great. He's got 8 touchdowns this year, 1 interception. He's killing it. He's having a better first 4 games than he did last year when he should have won the MVP. So Carson is right. And if Carson is right, this team eventually will get it going. No doubt about it. So when we look at the Carolina Panthers offense, so scary. I don't think so. There are only two things that really worry me about the Carolina Panthers offense. One, Cam Newton's ability to keep plays alive, to run the ball. He's a big physical quarterback who's very strong runner, and we've seen him kill teams in the past running the ball, keeping the plays alive. So we're going to have to be able to contain him because he kills teams that way. The other thing is Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. He is one of the better pass-catching running backs in the NFL. And I think he leads the Panthers, if I'm not mistaken, in receptions. They like to use him in the passing game a lot. They like to check down to him a lot. And he's going to be very active as a receiver for the Carolina Panthers. So he worries me in that way. In terms of him running the ball, it doesn't scare me. I don't think he's on Saquon Barkley's level. I don't think he's going to have the type of runs and day that Saquon Barkley had running the ball. I don't think it'll happen. I think the Eagles can contain him in the running game, but he is going to be a threat in catching the ball as a receiver out of the backfield. That's what worries me about Christian McCaffrey. Now, I think he's a good player. I'm not trying to put him down by comparing him to Saquon Barkley, but I just think they're two different running backs. I think he's a very good running back, but he's a very good pass-catching running back, and that's how they're going to use him a lot. As far as their wide receivers go, Funches, DJ Moore, Torrey Smith, they don't scare me. And I think they're one of the easier, better matchups that the Eagles secondary has had to deal with all year. We've gone against some really good wide receivers. So I think this is going to be a little bit of a break for our secondary, and we should have a pretty good day. The offensive line of the Carolina Panthers, to me, is susceptible, and our pass rush should be able to dominate them. We should be able to get pressure on Cam Newton. And if we do that, I think that they're going to have a problem moving the ball on us. So I really like the matchup between the Eagles defense and the Carolina Panthers offense. I think it's tailor-made for this defense. So next I want to talk about the touchdown! That's right, the offense. I want to talk about the offense. I'm very excited about the Eagles offense, as you can tell, this week. Because last week, I think they kind of got things going. And even though it was against the stinky, and I know they stink, New York Giants defense, I still think there was a lot to hold our heads up high with, a lot to build on, and a lot to carry over into this game. Carson Wentz is playing better in these first four games than he did in his first 4 games last year. So with that, we should be good on offense. At some point, our offense is going to get going, and I hope that Giant game was the game that started to get it going, and it'll carry over this week. What scares me about the Eagles offense, though, is the offensive line. Jason Peters, torn bicep, might not play. Lane Johnson, he's been hurt. We can't continue to let Carson Wentz take a beating. That's the one thing we cannot do. And I promise you, Carolina will be coming after him. They will be coming after him. Their defensive line is pretty good. They can get pressure, and he's going to have to be ready. Now, the one guy that scares me on their defense is Luke Kuechly. He's one of the best linebackers in the game, and his ability to read the play pre-snap and know what's going on and get off the ball, I mean, is unbelievable. There's probably nobody better than him at doing that. So the Eagles are going to be in a chess match with him, trying to throw him off, trying to keep him from guessing what they're going to do because he's so good at it. And he's the guy that you really have to worry about when it comes to the Carolina Panthers defense. Now, their defense is 15th against the pass, I believe, 15th against the run, so they're kind of middle of the road, and the Eagles should be able to move the ball on them. As far as the Eagles' running game goes, we do get Darren Sproles back this week, which is good. He's been out since the Atlanta Falcons game, which he didn't really look good, by the way, during that Atlanta Falcons game, but he'll be back. He'll be taking over punt return duties for DeAndre Carter, who, by the way, has been really good at it, but Sproles will be back, and we'll see how the Eagles use Sproles. I would like to see Sproles, be used in the passing game a little bit. Let him go out, let him catch balls, let a couple screen passes, those kind of things. But Sproles, to me, didn't look good against Atlanta, so I don't know what we're going to get against Carolina from him. I really don't. As far as the other running backs go, I believe Corey Clement needs the bulk of the carries. I believe they need to start using him. We got a few weeks to decide if he can handle the carries and be the featured back for this offense for the rest of the year. Because the trade deadline's coming. We need to know these things. Let's go out. Let's give him most of the carries and let's see how he responds and how he plays. I think that's very important. Wendell Smallwood, he's played really well. Best I've ever seen him play. I would continue to use him and rotate him in with Corey Clement. I like him in the passing game. Not very good at blocking, though, I tell you that. And then I would like to see Josh Adams get some carries. I would like to see him get some work and see what we have with him. But when it comes to the Eagles running game, I think with their offensive line being a really good running offensive line, I think all these guys will be able to run the ball effectively on Carolina. But I want to see Corey Clement get most of the carries. As far as the passing game goes, I think Carson will be fine. I think he's going to tear him up, to be honest with you. I think Zach Ertz is going to have another big day. He's on pace for like record receptions for tight end or something ridiculous. Zach Ertz is having a huge year. So I expect to see him have a big day again. I expect Shawn to keep continuing to play well. Shawn looks like totally different than he did last year. Like, he looks 2 or 3 steps faster than a year ago. So I think those guys are going to have big days. I definitely do. And the one guy I would like to see play a little bit is Shelton Gibson. I would like to see him on the opposite side of Shawn, and I'd like to see him go deep a couple times and see what he can do. Let's see if he can handle that number 2 wide receiver spot. Because, like I said, the trade deadline's coming soon. We need to know if these guys can handle it going forward, or we're gonna have to go make moves. But I expect Shelton Gibson to get some more snaps too, and it's gonna be interesting. But overall, when I look at this game, and I look at the Eagles at home, who play better at home, especially defensively, I think that the Carolina Panthers are in trouble. I think this is going to be, I think this is going to be a beating. I think the Eagles are going to explode this week. I think they're going to continue their momentum. And I got the Eagles winning 31-17 over the Carolina Panthers. I think it's going to be that. I think Carson's going to have 3 to 4 touchdown passes. And I think the Eagles are going to start to roll, start to feel themselves. And there's going to be a lot of momentum building before they go to England and London or wherever the hell they're playing and play the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, by the way, stink. So, we'll deal with that in a week. But I like the Eagles to win this week. I think that this is a perfect matchup for the Eagles against a decent Carolina team who just doesn't match up well with the Eagles. And I think the Eagles are going to win big. I think they're going to win 31-17, and we're all going to feel very good about it. Now, I will be streaming live, as always, so come hang out, come join me, and we'll have a great time. With that said, tell me what you think in the comments section. What's your prediction of the score? I would love to know. So with that, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.